Hola, ¿cómo estás? Je m'appelle Kasia Kaca, je parle un peu français, malo говорим słowiańsku, ker moja rodzina żyje w Słowenii. Jednakże mówię bardzo płynnie w wielu innych językach i właśnie w tym wideo chciałabym się podzielić swoim doświadczeniem how to learn fast and efficient foreign languages, what are my tips and tricks, and how to enjoy the whole journey. Also Goethe sagte, du sprichst eine Sprache, du hast ein Leben. Du sprichst zwei Sprachen, du hast zwei Leben. Wie viele Sprachen sprichst du, so viele Leben hast du. Нельзя не согласиться з цим прекрасним писателем, який так чудово описав красу та користь знання іноземних мов. Arigato! Okay, let's start from my first tip on learning foreign languages. I would recommend you to learn any kind of language from reading books. Books are the best and the easiest way to learn foreign languages. However, I'll tell you, my teacher was telling me how to learn foreign languages, and I didn't like those tips. I was following those tips for many, many years until I discovered my own way of learning, and now I want to share with you my own way. So the tip which every teacher is giving you on learning languages is that you need to write down any kind of new word and then trying to memorize them, reading them, writing them, and practicing the sentences. This is a great tip. I agree. I was reading a lot of German books, for example, Remarque, Erich Maria Remarque, all these wonderful books. And I remember how I was writing every word from the book, and then I was practicing by writing, speaking, and so ever, whatever. Did it help me? I think so, a little bit, but not very much. Why? Because there are certain words which we are using by daily basis, which are just closer to our heart, more closer to the experience we live in. So at some moment, a bit later, when I was already adult, not a student, and as well I was a teacher at some part of my career, and I had my students as well, I discovered, and I still apply this approach right now, that I need only to learn and pick up new words which are very relevant to my life and to my lifestyle. So I'll give you an example. I learned right now Japanese, and obviously I would love to use Japanese for my trips to Japan and being able to order coffee or green tea or sushi, whatever. So I try to incorporate those words into my daily routine. For example, if I go to the kitchen and I want to ask about water or green tea, I can ask ocha kudasai, or I can say mizu, please, for example. And it's a really fun way, also kids really like it, and they start to incorporate those words as well, so it's a very cool way. Another way to incorporate it's picking up specific to your area of work. For example, if there is any business word which is new for you, you can pick up and then trying to use this word in your daily communication in the office or in the email you're writing. Or for example, English, again, not my native language, but I'm trying to make it better with every day. So I'm just always picking up the words which are could be or are relevant to my career or to my blog, and then the next day immediately I try to use that word in the blogging, in the talking. So this is a really good tip, and I share with you, hopefully you will like it. Another tip which I also like, but I change it to myself and incorporate it to myself, it's the tip about emerging yourself and creating a group of support for the language, meaning that emerging yourself into the environment when people are talking the language, or they are native speakers, or they are very, very good in this language, even they are not native speakers. And then once you have this kind of support group for yourself, you can apply the next kind of tip or advice, that you don't treat the language learning or listening to the foreign language as something completely stressful and new for you. You try to relax, like completely with your body. I know this is not the tip maybe you are expecting from learning the language, but it is so. It is really helpful, again, coming from my experience. Whenever I hear a new language, I just try to treat a new language as a music, and I relax entire my body and try to absorb this music with my body. I think this metaphor everyone could understand because we all love music, and usually we are absorbing the music with our body as well. We are moving, we feel how it is relaxing for us. So I tell you again, my real life example, different languages I was learning at different stage, and Russian, for example, I learned way later for the fluency than as a child, and I was able to read in Russian. I understood everything almost. Was very easy for me when I was a teenager, but my weakest point was talking. I was not able to talk in Russian. I didn't practice with anyone, so my fluency was not great in terms of working for the Russian market or with the Russian clients, but I got a job, and that the job was related to the Russian market, and I started to talk to the clients, and I saw how bad I was, and I had an accent. I was not able to pick up correct words. However, I was very lucky because I got my colleagues from Russia and they were native speakers. So I started to listen to my colleagues talking like I was listening to the music. I started to pick up the way how they are building the sentences, like the music. I started to pick up very quickly the way how their voice is working with the language. It's kind of you are listening and then you are already projecting on yourself, on your body as well, on your voice, on your tongue, how you should talk and phrase everything. The result was amazing because I was really very, I would say, middle knowledge in terms of speaking. But then I started to improve until the moment I traveled to Russia for the first time in my life. And when I started to talk there, people were not able to recognize me as a foreigner. They knew that I'm a foreigner, but they will not recognize what kind of foreigner, what kind of country. They were very confused. They said, you have some accent, but this is an accent we never heard. So I understood that was a very, very good approach. I'm sharing this with you. And I hear right now a lot of time compliments that I pick up very quickly languages like Spanish or French, and I don't have any accent. And I know just because I apply this approach to those languages as well, I treat them as a music, and I will just every time when I hear and I will repeat, I'm replicating this as a music. Okay, last one tip, last one advice. It's more an approach and more like to make you cheer up on your language journey and make you aware that language is literally like a garden or like gardening. What does it mean? If you take care of your garden, it will give you fruit. It will give you shadow to rest. It will give you beautiful flowers. But you need to do this every day. Every gardener knows this. Same with the language. If you treat your language base knowledge every day, little steps by little, you water your language garden, you will see the results. But if you stop and you make a pause, you will never progress, or will you progress slower if you go back and pick up. So if you want to make your journey way faster and efficient, approach as to the garden, approach as to your body. You need to eat every day, you need to drink water every day. This is the same with the language. If you want to grow your knowledge in any language, you need to approach as a garden. Again, my real experience in that, my German was very fluent, same as now I speak in English, and my English was really very basic, let's say 10, 15 years ago. But then the things has changed until the moment I was so good in German that I was planning to go and study in Germany, or I was planning to be an entrepreneur for German language. But then things has changed. I started to pick up other languages, for example, English, for example, Russian, because of my work and career. And this is exactly as a garden. My German knowledge started to decline until the moment that for me is way easier to speak with my German family in English than in German. Before, that was not even the case. So right now I feel a bit sorry that I kind of forgot German and I don't speak at all, and my knowledge dropped from the very fluent native speaker to literally A2, B1 kind of. I can read everything. Sometimes I can understand a lot or almost everything, but speaking is very, very weak. And this is it, right? This is how it works with the languages. Be aware about that. Be conscious. I know that for me it's a conscious choice. I know right now I don't use very much German. There are other duties in my life, responsibilities. So it's okay, right? But don't be sad if you can't pick up. There is life, there are things happening. If you are able to learn, it's really fulfilling you. And as a Goethe said, if you have one language and you operate with language, that's great. You have one life, you have one culture. But as soon as you start to learn any other language second, you have literally second life. And I tell you, I agree with that. I see that knowing other languages, I know more other cultures, and I feel like I have so much different lives and personalities as well. So it's a great thing. I really recommend you, and let me know about your journey. Sunny day and recording is very tricky, but hope you have a sunny mood, a sunny approach towards learning your foreign languages, and let me know about your journey. See you next episode. Bye.